Well, going gluten-free is really a trend that is growing and growing, but is it something that you should try even if you're not really sensitive to gluten? Our medical expert, Dr. Frank McGeorge, and consumer expert Ruth Spencer are teaming up to show you what you need to know before you make a change.
Gluten-free diets were once followed only by those suffering from a condition called celiac disease. But in recent years, more people are going gluten-free for a lot of other reasons.
Within the first week, probably lost a pound or two, but I just felt different. I kind of felt like there was a cloud lifted from my head.
Julie Hine of Sterling Heights started eating gluten-free in September when she was hoping to lose weight.
By November 1st, I lost about 5 pounds, and I wasn't cutting back on my eating.
She's since lost 5 more pounds, but that's not the only change.
I feel like I have more energy, I'm doing more, and I'm feeling healthier.
So what is gluten? Well, simply put, gluten is a set of proteins that give breads and other foods an elastic, chewy, kind of gummy consistency that's used to enhance the texture and even make bread rise. Now, it should not be confused with carbohydrates. For example, here I'm actually washing out the starch from this batter, and the remaining stuff is mostly gluten.
Gluten is mostly found in wheat and related grains such as oats and barley.
Henry Ford gastroenterologist Dr. Amit Bond says 18 to 20 million Americans, or even more, may have a gluten sensitivity. That can cause
diarrhea, bloating, general feeling of unwell, sometimes what they describe as a brain fog, sometimes numbness or tingling.
But if you just want to lose weight, gluten-free isn't necessarily a good diet strategy.
Some of the manufacturers actually can put more fat and sugar in the substance as substitute for gluten.
Still, many people do drop pounds.
Generally because they adopted a healthier lifestyle. And if you look at foods that are gluten-free, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, fish, nuts, and even some grains, they generally be low in carbohydrates, low calories.
That's true for Julie. Before going gluten-free,
huge bread eater. Before, I love pasta, love anything sweet. When I decided to go gluten-free, it just knocked off all of those things that, was adding a lot of calories.
But she thinks there is something more going on.
I felt like things were working better in my body.
Now, if you choose to go gluten-free because you have intestinal symptoms like diarrhea, fatigue, or pain, it's really important to talk to your doctor first to make sure that you don't have a more serious cause like celiac disease. Now, going gluten-free can really be challenging, so my colleague, consumer expert Ruth Spencer, has more on the skills that you're going to need in the grocery store. Ruth?
If you decide a gluten-free diet is something you'd like to try, then you're going to have to change the way you shop here at the grocery store. So I checked with a local dietitian to discover which gluten-free items you'll be putting in your shopping cart.
Finally, people that are living a gluten-free lifestyle have real options.
Justin Hiller says his family's grocery stores have been leaders in the gluten-free movement for years. But what do you need to know if it's your first time shopping gluten-free?
All your natural fruits and vegetables are wheat-free, gluten-free. Fresh meats, fish, eggs, milk, these are all gluten or wheat-free.
Going natural and avoiding processed foods is one key step, according to registered dietitian Gail Posner. Then she says, get to know your grains. Stop buying wheat and barley and rye and instead look for substitutes.
Things like quinoa, amaranth, even buckwheat, even though it has the word wheat in it, doesn't contain the wheat that is disruptive.
A lot of products are labeled gluten-free, and that eliminates some of the guesswork. But
you still want to look at a whole label, not just see the words gluten-free, throw it in your cart and move on. Is it a high sugar product? That's not going to be healthy for you. Does it have a lot of fat in it? Does it have that awful partially hydrogenated oil in it? Buy a different product.
And beware of products that you wouldn't expect to contain gluten, like salad dressing, soy sauce, and beer. And your options at the grocery store are likely to keep growing.
This is a real lifestyle that's here to stay.
And I posted links to more information about going gluten-free on my Route to the Rescue page at clickondetroit.com. I'm Ruth Spencer, Route to the Rescue, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Ruth. And joining us live in studio to talk about going gluten-free is our medical expert, Dr. Frank McGeorge. And you announced last night that you were going to take on this challenge. And challenge is a word for you because this is not your typical lifestyle.
No, you know, I do eat healthy when I'm at home, but you know, because of the nature of my business and the fact that I have so many different places that I have to be, I tend to gravitate toward convenience food. Now, that means I need prepackaged foods, and going gluten-free is very difficult and expensive if you're looking for prepackaged foods.
So would that be your biggest concern?
Yeah, that's actually my biggest concern. Now, you know, I actually have a reason that I am going gluten-free, or at least going to try it. I have some chronic inflammatory problems in my legs. I have a peripheral neuropathy. I actually have some inflammatory condition in my knee. So I'm hoping that this will actually help. But then, as I tweeted earlier, one of the downsides is I'm concerned that if it does help, I'm going to end up going gluten-free, and that's going to be a whole lifestyle change.
But it does help with inflammation. That is a fact. Because I know I tried gluten-free when I had some back issues, and it really did seem to bring down my inflammation.
Right, and that's, you know, and that's where I think it comes to be a very interesting question. People are going gluten-free for a lot of different reasons. I want to emphasize, if you have celiac disease, it's not an option. You need to go gluten-free. But the upside right now is so many people have gone gluten-free for dietary reasons, for other inflammatory reasons like thyroid conditions. That has increased the gluten-free market. People are more, wholesalers and grocery stores are more interested in selling gluten-free products, making it easier for patients that really need to be gluten-free to find gluten-free products, which is really a good thing.
And you're going to blog about this. So we can
I am going to blog about this.
It?
And it's going to be on the health page at clickondetroit.com. It's been a challenge so far already.
Has it?
Yeah, it has.
Really?
Actually, I went shopping yesterday, and it's not only phenomenally expensive, but you have to read every single label if you're going to take it seriously, and you really have to be conscious about, you know, what you're buying. And my biggest concern as I was shopping was, I'm going to go hungry this week. What am I going to eat? Until I finally actually went to a grocery store and I found, you know, a bunch of power bars that were gluten-free that I figured I could snack on during the day.
Good luck. It'll be interesting to follow you.
Yeah, we'll see.